What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. Going to be battling in the Open Great League today. Um, I've honestly been doing Open Great League a little bit more than the Remix Cup, just because I understand the meta a little bit better, and I honestly don't think there was really all that much need to ban those Pokemon. So um, it was interesting to try for a little bit, but I think I like Open Great League better, so that's where I've been spending most of my time. Gonna be trying out a team of Umbreon, Tropius, and Lanturn today. This is a team that I believe was used by Dunebug to put Legend a couple weeks ago or something like that. So the idea with this team is basically Umbreon with double Azu counters. Uh, it does well against some Pokemon, and then there's others where it really struggles. So, for example, Alola Ninetales is a nightmare for this team. Toxicroak is another nightmare for this team, but hopefully we don't see too many of those. But let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Right, so we've got Umbreon into Alola Ninetales. So basically, I'm going to swap right away into my Tropius here. It was probably a mistake to swap right away. If it's Powder Snow, you definitely want to stay in with the Umbreon and only swap out if it's Charm. They come in with Stunfisk, which is another Pokemon that's actually a little bit of a problem. Basically, either Tropius, like a combination of Tropius and Umbreon, has to be able to take it out, preferably Umbreon. Umbreon has a clean win in the one shield um, if you shield up the Earthquake, but other than that, it's a little bit iffy. Uh, so they're going to go for a Rock Slide here. We are going to shield it just so we get off this Leaf Blade. And then I'm going to look to do 3 more Air Slashes and catch the Rock Slide on my Umbreon. So we catch the Rock Slide here. And that's not going to do very much damage at all. They actually come in with Obstagoon, which is really bad for Umbreon. Um, I was expecting them to come in with Charmer, but this is arguably worse because they can really farm up a lot of energy here. They're going to throw the Cross Chop, and I'm really hoping that I can get to another Last Resort here. But this Cross Chop is probably just barely going to KO. Yeah, the Cross Chop does KO. So this isn't looking good. I come in with Tropius because I know that I'll be able to get the Leaf Blade off, whereas one Charm might have KO'd, so I might not have got that energy if I didn't come in there. Uh, but gonna come in with Lanturn now, and we're in a pretty bad spot here. Basically, there's nothing I can do. I need to have a Thunderbolt at least for the Stunfisk, maybe a Hydro Pump. I gotta take another Night Slash here. And then I'm going to build up as much as I can, throw up the Thunderbolt, and they're just likely going to let this go. Yeah, they do let it go. In comes the Ninetales, and this is just going to be a Weather Ball, but there's really no reason for me to shield. I can't win this game, so I'm just going to let it go, and they're able to take me out. Yeah, there is way too much health left on that Galarian Stunfisk for me to be able to take it out, but very well played by my opponent. Ninetales is a really tough Pokemon, and sure enough, we see it again on the lead. So I'm going to do a Snarl to check and make sure that it's Charm, and then swap into Tropius here. I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade now, and my opponent is probably going to end up playing this pretty similar. We're able to sneak an Air Slash through. I have to shield this because it basically KO. And then we're just going to be looking to get off as much damage. They come into Stunfisk, and we're honestly happy to see it now, while we still have our Umbreon in the back. And our switch clocks are quite a ways off, so this is okay. We are going to look to take this Rock Slide. However, we're low enough that they probably can actually Mud Shot down, which is pretty crazy. So we're going to actually swap out into Umbreon, give ourselves the best chance to take out the Stunfisk, since the switch clocks are quite a ways off. They actually end up shielding, which is pretty good because they had a lot of energy. but we really did want to take them out. They're going to throw a Rock Slide here. We don't shield. It's really good for us. This is Scrafty in the back. This is another terrible Pokemon for me to see when my Tropius is already down. And it's very, very hard counter to Umbreon. So they're likely just going to power up Punch here, and it's a very safe way for them to ramp up their damage. So we're going to go for last resorts, but Scrafty's quite tanky, and these really aren't all that threatening. We can swap out into the Lanturn now and avoid getting farmed down. They're likely just going to power up Punch again, so I'm not going to shield. And we're just going to get to that Thunderbolt. I need to throw the Thunderbolt here rather than just farm down, because otherwise they could get to the foul play and really do a lot of damage. Gonna shield now. I have to shield this in respect to the foul play damage. It's just another power-up punch, but we are able to farm down, so that's quite good. Stunfisk is coming back in, and unfortunately they have a Rock Slide, so this is going to get us very, very low. We're going to be able to make it to a Thunderbolt, but this probably doesn't even KO, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't even KO. Going to go into Umbreon, and we couldn't actually snarl down. They can just charm down all three Pokemon now, and that's going to be a good game. So, 2 games, 2 Alolan Ninetales. That is really a problem Pokemon for this team, so pretty tough to work out of those. But I think the next games we're going to see some slightly better matchups for us. Honestly, that was basically the same team 2 times in a row. You just swapped Scrafty for Obstagoon on the second one, which really doesn't make too much of a difference. So, Umbreon into Mew. This is a very favorable matchup, so we want to maintain switch. They come into Skarmory, and I can go straight to Lanturn, and then, again, this is a very favorable matchup. I'm just going to let them throw, and then build up to close to 100 energy. They throw the Brave Bird, totally fine with me. You guys can see that doesn't do very much damage at all. Lanturn is quite bulky, and everything is resisted. Gonna go for Thunderbolt, that takes them out. They come into Mew, and I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Pump here. I want to get off as much damage as I can, or get shields. Either one is fine. We do get a shield, and we are going to be able to get to another Thunderbolt unless they throw, so we're just going to force them to throw their energy. They throw a Flame Charge. Excuse me. Barely doesn't KO, but we can come in with Umbreon now, and I'm going to go ahead and shield because a boosted Wild Charge is probably going to do the most damage. So they swap into their own Umbreon. We can bring in Tropius. At this point, saving my shield for Umbreon is definitely my win condition. Tropius versus Umbreon is a pretty even matchup. Tropius generally wins because Leaf Blade is such a good charge move. So we're just going to go straight for Leaf Blades. That Mew does have Flame Charge, so obviously that would do quite a bit of damage to the Tropius. But our Umbreon can definitely handle both of these Pokemon as long as we chip down their Umbreon with some Leaf Blades. So, just going to be going for Leaf Blade here. Able to get another Leaf Blade off. This is going to get them pretty low. And then, as soon as they throw their energy, we're going to switch. So they're throwing a Foul Play here. We're going to go ahead and swap into Umbreon and build up some extra energy here. I can tank a Last Resort, no problem. I want to save my shield for the Mew, as that's going to deal the most damage. Do one more Snarl, go for the Last Resort, and my opponent actually decides to surrender. They recognize that game was over. There's nothing much that they could do. That was just a hard team comp win. I mean, Umbreon onto Mew, and then Lanturn onto Skarmory is pretty devastating. Umbreon onto Marowak, very positive matchup again. They come into Meganium. This is where Tropius absolutely shines, is a complete wall to Meganium, because Frenzy Plant is double resisted and Earthquake is triple resisted. So you guys can see that Frenzy Plant does very little. I could definitely just Air Slash down. However, I am going to throw one Leaf Blade, because I'm still going to be able to leave this matchup with 100 energy, and it means I'll just take a little bit less damage. So throw Leaf Blade, and then 2 more Air Slashes. Sorry, we're not going to be able to leave with 100 energy, but we are going to be able to leave with 80, which is 2 leaf blades, that's really what I wanted. So they come in with a lowly Marowak. I'm not going to let myself get farmed down, so I come into Lanturn, and then they blind swap into their Azu, which Lanturn absolutely dominates. So that was basically game over for them at that point. They would have had to stay in there um, with the Alolan Marowak, but that's still not exactly a favorable matchup. I can just go straight Hydro Pump and really pressure shields. Uh, and then I had 2 Leaf Blades stored on my Tropius. So they were definitely in a tough spot there. Um, and again, that was really mostly a team comp win. All right, Umbreon into Mandibuzz. This is pretty neutral, but in neutral matchups, I usually like to try and see what Pokemon they have in the back. So they're probably just going to throw Aerial Aces here. Aerial Ace is a really bad move, but it does get stabbed. Uh, so it actually ends up being fairly similar in terms of energy efficiency to Last Resort. So we're going to try and catch an Aerial Ace on the Lanturn. We do not succeed. We instead get hit with a Foul Play. Totally fine. We can definitely take this. They come in with Vigoroth, and what I'm going to do is going to go straight for the Hydro Pump. If they don't shield this, it's going to almost take them out. So they do shield, so nice shield by my opponent, but I think we probably should be able to get to a Thunderbolt still. So we're going to no-shield the Body Slam, and we're going to hope that we get to this Thunderbolt. We just barely do, really clutched by the Lanturn there, and they decide not to shield, totally fine. This puts them in nice farm down range for Tropius. We can tank these 2 Body Slams, no problem. So first one coming through. Another one's going to come through, going to put us at about half health, but we should be able to take them out before they get to another one. So 1, 2, 3 air slashes. Yeah, they were just getting the Body Slam there. And they actually come into Jellicent, so this is looking really good for me. If they would have come into Mandibuzz, I would have been in a bit of a tough spot. But now that they come into Mandibuzz, I know that I can align my Tropius to the Jellicent and my Umbreon to the Mandibuzz. And this is a neutral enough matchup that, given I'm up a shield, we're just going to be able to wear down this Mandibuzz, and then both Pokemon are good against Jellicent, so really, really good matchup there. I think getting that Thunderbolt off against the Vigoroth, the second charge move there was really key and put us in a good position because we could get pretty significant energy advantage with Tropius, and we had shield advantage, so that was enough to win us the match. Alright, able to go 3 and 2 in that set. Let's get into the second set here. Got a Scraggy for our problems. Gotta love that XL candy. So let's see what we get on the second matchup here. I did have a problem with my recording software at the end of this, so I think it's just actually the first 3 battles, and then my recording fails. But we've got Umbreon into Abomasnow here. Abomasnow is another sort of problem Pokemon for this team. I really have to stay in with Umbreon because it kind of dominates both Tropius and Lanturn. Fortunately, Umbreon has a reasonably good matchup, and we got an extra Snarl through, so we're doing pretty well. They hit us with an Energy Ball, and our defense did fall, so I'm actually going to go ahead and shield here because I really need to make sure that I survive. We do successfully shield an Energy Ball, so that's really good for us. This Foul Play is going to get them pretty low, and I'm actually just going to throw another Foul Play right away. I'm debuffed. I don't even want to take another Weather Ball. So we're going to go ahead and swap out now into our Tropius. Since we have 2 Azu counters, we're very safe to come into Tropius here because we still have that Lanturn. I'm going to throw a Leaf Blade. We do get a shield. That's quite good. And I'm just going to let the Tropius go here. They're going to Ice Beam me. Does quite a lot of damage. Then they come in with Sableye, and this is totally fine. I can get to one Leaf Blade, which is going to do some nice chip damage. And they're going to farm us down, which isn't great, but I can come into Umbreon, and I just need to successfully shield a return. So I think they're probably just going to go for it. So I do shield the return here. It is the return. That's very good for us. We're going to throw the foul play right away, hoping that they don't shield, because Lanturn can definitely take care of this Azu down shield. They don't shield. We come in with Lanturn, and this is game over. We can just go for Thunderbolt here. This is going to get the last shield. We do get the last shield, and then we can get to another charge move quite quickly. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. They're in a play rough, but we can easily survive a play rough. And we can actually survive two without too much difficulty. And then this Thunderbolt here is going to basically take them out. Yeah, it does take them out. And that's going to be a good game. Alright, getting into the next battle of this set. Here we have Umbreon into Lapras, so I'm gonna stay in thinking it's Ice Shard, but as soon as I realize it's Water Gun, I'm like, I have two better counters to this in the back. I'm just gonna go into my Tropius. If it was Ice Shard, Tropius is not a great response because Ice Shard deals so much damage, but when it's Water Gun, really there's no reason not to go into Tropius there. They swap out into their Cresselia, though they did store a fair bit of energy on the Lapras. This is a fine matchup. Cresselia probably wins, but honestly, Tropius can deal some nice damage in there, and these Leaf Blades really start to add up and just get to them so quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get to another Leaf Blade. I'm actually going to save this Tropius because if Cresselia is their best answer, then it might have a lot of play in the back. I decide to come into Umbreon here. I'm going to throw the foul play right away because I don't want to tank a Moonblast on Umbreon. They let it go, and then they come in with Lapras. And this is still a fine matchup, and they're almost within foul play range, so this is totally fine. They Skull Bash, which does a nice chunk of damage and raises their defense, but this foul play is still going to chunk. And it's actually almost better that they Skull Bash, because now I get to leave this matchup with a foul play, and it's a Talonflame in the back. This is game over. The Lanturn in the back is so good against Talonflame. I'm very surprised that they didn't come Talonflame into Tropius. I think they must have meant to. But Lanturn can completely shut this down. We're going to no shield here. We took a shield with Umbreon. That was all we needed to do. And now we can just come in with Lanturn and look to Spark down. We resist the Flame Charge. We resist the Brave Bird. Not going to shield this. It's probably just going to be another Flame Charge. It is. And so at this point, we can just safely Thunderbolt down, or sorry, safely Spark down, and my opponent recognizes that and decides to surrender. So, Lanturn is a terrific counter to Talonflame. If ever you're looking for a Pokemon that will get rid of Talonflame because it's just in every battle you see, Lanturn's the one. Alright, getting into the next battle here, we have Stunfisk on the lead. This is where I want to see the Stunfisk, and so the way I like to play this matchup is to just snarl as much as I can until they throw the Earthquake. I do like to shield the first charge move because it's almost always the Earthquake. If you throw the Rock Slide and fail the bait to start as the Stunfisk, it's pretty devastating. So I like to go for the shield the Earthquake right away, and then I just go for foul plays here. Shielding the Earthquake means that you have a pretty comfortable matchup in the one shield. So we can see this Earthquake's going to connect, gets us to about half health. We can throw the Foul Play. They actually swapped into Sableye. They did a really nice job there. And I'm going to build up to another Foul Play before swapping out into Lanturn. I'm bringing Lanturn in here because it has such a bad matchup against Stunfisk. So we actually get to this Thunderbolt. They were getting a little bit greedy on farming energy. So we're going to just get a shield there, and now we're going to let this go. Tropius and Umbreon can both handle the Stunfisk. It's within Leaf Blade range and basically Foul Play range, so I don't need to maintain Switch here. I'm going to come back in with Umbreon, build up a little bit of energy, and then throw a Foul Play. My opponent does another nice catch to catch it on Medicham, but we can build up to Foul Play again and then swap out into Tropius. This is a very positive matchup. This is probably going to be an Ice Punch, which is going to hurt, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a Power-Up Punch before I shielded. So we're going to throw the Leaf Blade here. They actually don't shield, so I should have gone for the Aerial Ace, but we can get one more Air Slash in. Unfortunately, they don't get another Foul Play off. And then I think I make a mistake here. They've got a Foul Play. I probably should have shielded that. I was thinking that, oh, I can get to the charge moves here. They swap into the Stunfisk, and then what happens here is my video fails. And I'm clicking this off, clicking the Foul Play, and nothing happened. So basically the recording software just bugged there, and it caused my Pokemon app to bug as well. So I ended up losing that game, but I think I was going to lose it anyways after not shielding the Tropius. So I think that was definitely the win con, was shield the Tropius. That would have let me put a lot more pressure on that Sableye, even just Air Slash pressure at that point, so that we could potentially snarl down with Umbreon. But good game, well played by my opponent. I definitely think that that was a winnable game, but was not able to come out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, see you guys next time.